Are you curious about the roguelite genre? Perhaps you saw the Skul game and need some tips and tricks before you start your playthrough? Great! I'm Dan, your friendly indie game Viking, and in today's video we're gonna do all that, and to sweeten the deal I will also throw in some pointers about the first boss. All while I explain why I think this is a great game for roguelite beginners. Sounds like fun? Great, then you know what to do. Grab a cup with your favorite drink and let's watch some gameplay. Skul the Hero Slayer is created by Southpaw Games and published by NeoViz. It entered early access in April 2020 and had a full version launch in January 2021, out on PC, Mac and Linux, and that covers all the data you probably want to hear for this video. Good to know that it's an action-packed roguelite 2D platformer with a fantastic soundtrack. You play as Skul and have to single-handedly take on a whole Imperial Army to save your king. Think of it as a modern age skeleton David versus Goliath, given that David instead of a slingshot brought the ability to switch head and upgrade it. Curious about what a roguelite is? Cool, here is some heavy knowledge. It's a genre of video games that take certain elements from roguelites, such as procedurally generated game content, but typically have more complex visuals and require less strategy to play. Also characterized by the use of progression elements that persist after failure. In English, alright, it's the kind cousin game that lets you keep some elements to be able to return stronger and faster, instead of the evil cousin called roguelite that takes it all and leaves you with nothing as you restart after death. Welcome home, or what's left of it. So here you start every round after you die, and die you will, since this is a roguelite. It will not be as crowded at the start since you only have your started Skul. But as you progress you will find and rescue new friends. One is a grumpy fox, that the owner of way too many skulls to not be suspicious. It's from him you get a new starting Skul every round. Next up is Big Joe. That can give you one skill per round to start with after you rescue him. Good to know that if you really don't like the starter Skul or skill, you can do a transaction of dark quartz to get a new. You have to balance it yourself since you use those gems to upgrade your skills. Skills from the witch that can turn into cat are no news, but you will find cheap ones, health, magic, damage, physical damage, and they can all level up to 10. And more expensive nice skill, 3000! But let's take a look at the Imperial Army on the first stage and point out ways to handle them and the Ents. That's right, this heavy Lord of the Ring reference here. You will face regular melee that spawns in high numbers, the cannon fodder of the group. Easy to take down, the heavy basher. It basically has two attacks. Dash, that you can easily dash through, and a big smash, which you just dash through and hit him from the back. Range enemies let you know in advance with a red line where they are aiming, and you can either dash or jump behind them and kill them. Humans also have two mages, but those you should dispose of first, since they are really annoying, dropping ice blocks and throwing fireballs. So take them on in an order like this: mages, ranged, cannon fodder, and then you have the time to deal with the big knight himself. It's best to learn the different types early on, since you will pass them every time you play, so after a while they're almost like friends since you remember their traits. Most of roguelite action platformers' base mechanics is about throwing you off guard and making you do mistakes with the fear of dying and losing all your gear, so prepare to die a lot and focus early on learning the mechanics and gathering black quartz. Oh, and exploding barrels don't hurt you, so make good use of them. But what about the Ents? Ents have melee fighters. They also have a type of range that spawn green spikes from the ground, a pink tree that explodes in the clouds, so wait to attack until they've done that, and lastly is the big tree that shoots green orbs and has a stomp attack. So take them on in the same order as the humans. Range Ents, pink tree, melee, and the big one. Halfway through the map you run into those pesky heroes that chug health potions and are bold and verbal. They're almost like a mini-boss. They can offer a bit of a challenge the first couple of times you run into them. This one is the easiest one. He can leap and have a ground stomp attack. So just dash away, move in, attack, dash away, and repeat until you have defeated him. Killing and clearing map levels gives coins, and those can be used in midway stops to buy health, switch skulls, get new secondary skills and other goodies. Shortly after you defeat the hero, you will run into what looks like Elise, the Spider Queen's bigger cousin, saying that if you bring bones you can get an upgraded skull. This had me confused for a while until I realized that along the way, after clearing some maps, you will choose between a new skull and skills. If you salvage that skull or your old one, you will get bones. Some skulls cost 10 bones or more to upgrade, and the upgrade will not carry over between runs, so salvage at least 2 for a nice upgrade. But I promised you some tips about the first boss, so here we go. Meet Yggdrasil, the mighty tree of life from the Norse mythology, really hungry and ready to kill you. My first encounter with him ended like this. But he has 3 attacks and 2 stages. The first stage is either fist smash followed up by another one shortly after, and easily dashed away from. Next is the sweep, also comes in 2 and a certain timing. You can stand on these 3 platforms here to help you jump over them if you like. If you play on a controller, you will feel the rumble before you see the hands. A third, of course, orbs that he shoots out. Jump and try to dash away from them, and after he will drop his head for a short while so you can have some free attacks. The second stage really surprised me the first time, so this time it's 2 fast hits with the same fist. Those you can dash away from. Swipes here also, but no place to stand on, so jumping is all about timing. Controller rumbles here also, and the orbs comes again. Depending on what you bought on your way and what bonuses you have with you, it can be easy or more challenging. But the best part, and why I think it's a great roguelite for the beginner, is that most enemies has really clear ways to defeat them. Sure, it can get crazy, but next time you meet them, you will know more about them and you will defeat them. And don't forget to take a breather and enjoy the fantastic music that will ramp up when it's time to focus to further help you in your battles. And here are some heads you will be able to play. Recognize anyone? Later on, when you feel you had a good grasp on the basics, you can start reading up on quintessences, traits and skills, but for now, just enjoy the ride. But you know what, let's not end this journey here. We have talked about the story, the awesome gameplay and the soundtrack, and also how to hit the ground running when you start playing the game. So to give you a chance to experience even more amazing indie games, I have added another video that I think that you would love to the upcoming end screen, so I will see you there, and until next time, stay safe and stay awesome.